Hey, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button, and please also push that like button. It gets the algorithms out there so other people can see these videos, and if they've never crocheted before or they want to try something new, it gets the algorithms out there so they can find this channel. So today it's going to be block number 9. Now we're doing a project that is an Afghan at your own pace Afghan, and we're going to just keep making the blocks until we've made all the blocks we need to finish this Afghan. Now I also want to mention, if you have not started this project yet, it's not too late. You can make as many blocks as you want in a week, in a day, in a month, however you want to do this project, because again, it's at your own pace. So join us in this project. It's fun, and it's a small project. You can take it along with you because you're only making a block at a time. Now when we go to put it together, that's going to be a different story. But while you're doing this, you can carry this wherever you go. So again, let's get started with block number 9. And I am using a Lion Brand yarn. And I'm using a crochet hook 9. It says 9, which equals an I, and it's a 5.50 millimeter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a slip knot. After we make our slip knot, we're going to chain 31, and I'm going to just pull out a little bit here. We're going to chain 31. So let's get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. Now, as I usually point out, in case someone's new, this is your working chain. These are your chains because they look like V's. And at the very end is your slip knot. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook. This is your chain, second chain, that's your working chain. 1, 2, and we're going to do a single crochet. After we do that single crochet, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to go slow so you can follow along, and we can do this together. Once you do the chain 5, we're going to skip 1, 2, and 3 chains, and in that next one we're going to do a single crochet. And that's what it looks like. That's what you're going to see. And once we made that single crochet, we're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. Once we chain 3 in this next chain, we're going to do a single crochet. So now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once we do the 5, we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 chains, and in the next chain we're going to put again, 1, 2, 3, and in this next chain we're going to put a single crochet. Now after we do that, we're going to chain 1, 2, 3. In the next chain next to that single crochet, we're going to put another single crochet. We're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is how we're going to do, we're going to continue this pattern. Skip 1, 2, 3, and in the next one, we're going to do a single crochet, and they're going to chain 1, 2, and 3. After we do that, in the next chain next to that one where that single crochet is, we're going to put another single crochet. And if you guessed it, we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. After we do that, we're going to skip, 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 and we're going to put a single crochet. After we do that, we're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. Right next to that single crochet, we're going to put another single crochet. I go slow so you can follow along. You can write it down and you can go along with me. So now once we did that, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to look real good because we want to make sure we don't go where that other single crochet is right here. We're going to skip 1, 2, and 3, and in this next spot we're going to put a single crochet, a chain 1, a chain 2, and a chain 3, and we're going to put another single crochet next to that single crochet in the next chain. Now we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. We're going to look, we're almost at the end, skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, and that very last chain, we're going to put a single crochet. And I want you to see what it looks like. It's kind of like very different looking because you got your chain 5, your 2 single crochets, and your chain 3 in the middle. So that's what we're going to do there. Now this is row 1. Once we do row 1, we're never going to do a row 1 again. And the reason why I'm saying that is because at the end of the day, when we're done with the rows that we have to do, now row 2 to 5, those are the rows that we're going to repeat over and over again until our block is made. So that's important for me to point out now. So this again is what it looks like. So we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. We're going to turn our work. Once we turn our work, right in this chain 5 space, in the first chain 5 space right here, we're going to put a single crochet right there. And that's in that very first chain 5 space. Then we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. We're going to skip over these 2 single crochets in this chain 3, and right in here we're going to put a single crochet. We're going to repeat this right across. So we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. We're going to skip over this chain 3, these 2 single crochets, and we're going to go right into this next chain 5 space, and we're going to make a single crochet. Now again, I want to repeat, this is row 2. So now we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. Again, we're going to skip over these 2 single crochets and this chain 3. We're going to go right to this chain 5 space, and we're going to make right in here a single crochet. And I want to show you what it looks like so far. Isn't that pretty? So now we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. Once we get there, again, skip, 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 right to this next chain 5 space. We're going to make a single crochet. And it will be awkward when you first get this going to hold it. So now chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5. And again, skip, skip, skip this chain 3 space, and we're going to go right over where that chain 5 space is, and we're going to make a single crochet. So right here in this last stitch, we're going to make a double crochet. And the reason why it just gives it a little sturdiness. We're going to make a double crochet right there. But I just want to mention, because I want to show you, that's that chain 5 space, but there is a stitch there. So I wanted to show you before we did anything else that that is a stitch there. So at the very end, when we do this single crochet, we are not going to chain 5. The only thing we're going to do is chain 2. 1, 2. But like I said again, we want to go right in this stitch. And there is a stitch there with a double crochet. So we're going to go right in that stitch, and we're going to make a double crochet. And like I said before, yes, it is going to be awkward when you first start this, but once you get going, you'll be fine. So here it is right here, and this is what it looks like. So see why you didn't want to make the chain 5? See how it's the same on one side as it is on the other? You didn't want to make the chain 5 there because you just didn't want that to look different or weird. It just would be too much bulk on this side. It's different on this side than this side. So now after we do that, we're going to chain 1, just 1. And we're going to turn our work. Now, this is row 3. This is all relevant because you're going to repeat row 2 to 5 over and over again. So now once you do that, in this first place, once you turned your work around, in this first stitch where that you chained 1, you're going to make a single crochet. And that is what you're going to do there. So now you're going to see this space right here. You're going to jump over this space because it's only got 2 chains there. You're not going to do anything with this space. In this chain 5 space is where we're going to do our work there. So I'll show you. In this chain 5 space, we're going to do all our work. So I want to mention right across, and I'll show you what happens when we do that. So now we're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. So once we do that, like I said, we skip this and all the work goes in this chain 5 space. And like I said, I go slow so that you can follow along, write it down. So what we're going to do in this chain 5 space is put 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. So now once you do that, you're going to chain 1, you're going to chain 2, and you're going to chain 3. You're going to skip over this, and like I said, we're going to just work in this chain 5 spaces. We're going to put 2 single crochets, and we're going to do this right across. So now again, chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. Again, we're going to skip over this and go right in here and make 2 single crochets. Once we do that, once again, because we're skipping over this and working only in the chain 5 spaces, we're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. And then we're going to go into the next chain 5 space, and we're going to do 1, 2 single crochets. This is what it starts to look like. There it is right there. It's really pretty. So now we're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. And we're going to go in here and work 2 single crochets. So there you go again. And that's what it looks like. So then we're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. We're going to go in here and we're going to put 2 single crochets. Then once we do that, in here we're going to find, because that's a chain, we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. In that chain space, in the third chain of that chain space, we're going to put a single crochet. And this is what it looks like. And what we just did was we just did this row here. I'll go in a little closer. We did this row here, and we did this row here. So we did that. So now once we do that, we're going to continue, and we're going to do a chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. And we're going to single crochet in this first stitch. So once we do that, and here that all is, right there, we're going to go, and this is what it looks like across. I just want to show it to you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to skip over this right here, and we're going to do 3 single crochets in the next chain space. Not here, we're going to go right in here and put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So once we do 3 single crochets, now see where these 2 single crochets are right here in that chain space that we had from below? We're going to go in there and we're going to put a single crochet in each one of those stitches. Now we're going to move on, and in this space we're going to put 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. I want to say that this is row 4. Here is what it looks like. Once we do that, we're going to put a single crochet in the single crochet from below and a single crochet from this single crochet from below. This is row 4. Now we're going to put 3 single crochets in this chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Once we do that, we're going to put a single crochet in the single crochets from below, 1 in each one of them. And now 3 in this chain space, 3 single crochets. So we've done row 1, row 2, row 3, and this is row 4. Once we do that, we're going to do single crochets in those single crochets from below. Single crochets, 3 right in this chain space. 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet in each one of these single crochets. 1, 2. And now we're going to do 3 single crochets in this last chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And now in this last stitch right here, we're going to make a single crochet. That's what it looks like. And it's really pretty, like I said. Now you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work. This is row 5, and like I said, you're going to repeat row 2 to 5 until you get to the square that you need to get to. So what's going to happen is you're going to repeat row 2 to 5 over and over again, but we'll go forward and I'll tell you the rest once we finish row 5. So once we chain 1 and turn our work, we're going to single crochet in this first stitch. And then after we do that, we're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. Now you're going to look at this and you're going to skip 1, 2, 3. You're going to skip 3 stitches, and those 3 stitches are your single crochets. And in the next one, right there, in the next one, after you skip 3 stitches, you're going to do a single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, and you're going to make your single crochet right in the next stitch over. So once you do that, you're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. In the next stitch, you're going to make a single crochet. Now you're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5. Now you're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3, and in this next stitch you're going to put a single crochet. This is what it looks like. You're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. In this next stitch you're going to put a single crochet. You're going to chain 1, you're going to chain 2, you're going to chain 3, you're going to chain 4, and you're going to chain 5. I'm going to show you what it looks like. You're going to skip 1, 2, and 3, and in this next stitch you're going to put a single crochet. You're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3. In this next stitch you're going to put a single crochet. You're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. You're going to skip 1, 2, and 3, and in this next one you're going to put a single crochet. I'm going to show you what that looks like. And now you're going to chain, see what you did, the chain 5, you did a single crochet here. You're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. So you're repeating the process right across. In this next one, as you guessed it, you're going to put a single crochet. Now if you guessed right, because you have your single crochet and your single crochet, and then you have your chain 3 in the middle, now you're going to do a chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, and chain 5. Skip 1, skip 2, skip 3, and the next one you're going to do a single crochet. You're going to chain 1, you're going to chain 2, and you're going to chain 3. Once you do that, right in this next stitch you are going to put a single crochet. There's your chain 3, there's your chain 5, there's your 2 single crochets next to each other. You're going to chain 1, you're going to chain 2, you're going to chain 3, you're going to chain 4, and you're going to chain 5. You're going to skip 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and in this last stitch you are going to make a single crochet. And this is what it looks like. Just show it to you. This is what it looks like. And what's going to happen is you're going to make that over and over again. So you're going to do rows 2 to 5 over and over again. So again, here's what it looks like. And now you're going to repeat rows 2 to 5. And you're going to repeat them because you're going to do rows 6 to 23. So rows 6 to 23 are going to be repeats of row 2 to 5. I just want to make that clear. So when you're done with row 5, you're going to repeat rows 2 to 5 over and over again, and you're going to start row 6 to 23. So this is row 5, and then you're going to continue rows 6 to 23, but you're going to be doing row 2 to 5 over and over again in that equation until you finish your block. That's what, and at the end, you want to end with row 3. You want to end with row 3. Now, you might go row 6 to 23 or row 6 to 25 because of the way, whether you because of the yarn that you're using, or it could be because of how tight or how loose you crochet. I did a little over row. I did more than 23 rows. I went over by, I believe, 2 rows. So as long as your square is the same as all your other squares, I want to just tell you, as long as they're the same as all your other squares, you can repeat over and over again, because at the end of the day, you want to have your squares all be the same size. Now, there is a possibility that we might have to block these squares, and I'm going to show you how to block your squares. So now I also want to mention that once we do all of this, and I want to make this clear, once we do all of these squares, each one, we have to do the same thing we do over and over again. And what we have to do is we have to put a border on these, like we did with all of these other ones. We put a border. So we put 3 single crochets in each corner of your block, right around, and 25 right around. So you 3, 3, 3, and 3. In all 4 corners, 3 single crochets. And up the side, you're going to put 25 single crochets up the sides. And I do have a video that shows it's number 2 of, it's actually part 2 of the first one I made of the blocks, which will show you how to finish off the block, so that you always want to put a border. 3 single crochets in the corner of each corner, and 25 single crochets down each side. And they will go the same way over and over again. All the blocks will be finished that way. The blocks should measure about 9.5 inches, give or take, because like I said, everybody crochets different. And some may be different than others because of the style of the block. So you might have a tighter block, or you might have something that's not. We're going to block these. So I'm going to show you how to block one of your, I'm going to do a tutorial just on blocking one of these, so that if you need to block one, you can, so that they all match each other, and they will, because they're just such a pretty pattern. See how they come together? You can see that they're fine. And I'll pull out a little bit so you can see this. And I'm going to have, mine are going to be a couple of different colors, so actually more than one color, but see how they're going to all come in, and they're going to be fine as far as how they are sewn together. And I'm going to show you how to put this project together as well. So don't get nervous if you're first time crocheter, or first time doing something of this magnitude with the blocks. Don't be uncomfortable. Just make your blocks, and we're going to work everything out at the end on how to put them together, if they need to be blocked, whatever we need to do to work this so that it'll be fine at the end of the day. And this is what it looks like. So again, what you're going to do is you're going to repeat rows 2 to 5 over and over again, but there's going to be at least, once you get to finish row 5, it's going to be rows 6 to 23. Now, could you be off a little bit and be a little longer than that, more than that? You might go 23 or 24 or 25. Yes, that's fine. Just end it with row. You want to always end it and repeat and end it with row, the same row at the end. So, like I said, you want to do it over and over again, rows 6 to 23. And you're going to repeat in that equation row 2 to 5 over and over again, always ending the block. Always end that block on row 3 of the 2 to 5. So don't end it with the 5, don't end it with the 2, end it with the 3. As I did here. This was row 3 that I ended it with. So I just want to mention that. If you have any questions, please feel free to text me. Send me comments or give me comments or ask me anything you want, and I'll be happy to go over that with you and go over this. But isn't that pretty? It's just a pretty square. And it does square out. You look at it and say, oh, I don't know if that's going to square out. It does. And like I said, sometimes you have to block these. Like this, no, it's fine. I haven't had a problem with any of these as of yet. What, might I have to block 1 or 2? Maybe, maybe not. So far, it doesn't look like it. But don't worry, because I said everybody crochets differently. Some people crochet tighter, some crochet looser. Not to worry. We will get it all together in the end. You'll see how beautifully it comes together. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. And this is block number 9. And you're going to do rows, after you do row 5, you're going to do row 6 to 23 to end it. You have to add 2 more rows? Yes, you might, but don't worry about it if you do. Just make sure you end it with row 3 as the ending row. And you're going to repeat row 2 to 5 over and over again until you get your block finished. Thank you. This is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you have a great evening, a great day tomorrow. Thank you. Love you all. Let's keep crocheting together, and it'll just keep us calm and happy and relaxed in this crazy, crazy world we have. Thanks. Bye-bye. Love you.